British and American forces have mounted raids in southern Iraq after 4 Americans and an Austrian were kidnapped near the city of Basra. They were working for a Kuwait-based security company. 9 Iraqis traveling with a convoy have been released. In a separate incident in Baghdad, gunmen stopped a minibus and are thought to have kidnapped several of the passengers. As the kidnapping killing goes on, Iraq's government has issued an arrest warrant for the country's top Sunni cleric. It's a move many fear will further inflame sectarian tensions in the country. Harith al-Dari is head of the influential Association of Muslim Scholars and is accused of inciting terrorism. We spoke to him in Amman, Jordan, and he strongly denied those charges.
I'm accused of inciting terrorism in Iraq. However, the real reasons for my arrest warrant is not this accusation. This is a false accusation. Everyone knows that me and the association with all its members call for peace, stability and reconciliation. Since we started our nationalistic and political work after the occupation, we have always been responsive to dialogue and calls for reconciliation.
Some members of Iraq's government are playing down the arrest warrant order, but the development could nevertheless lead to more sectarian division. Hodel Abdul Hamid has this report.
Some see the arrest warrant against this influential cleric as a step that will increase the sectarian violence. Harith al-Dari, the head of the Sunni Association of Muslim Scholars, is charged by the Iraqi government with supporting terrorism. His supporters say any resistance to foreign occupation is legitimate and is not terrorism. The association reacted to the government arrest warrant fiercely, demanding that the government should resign. It claims the Iraqi government is a sectarian one and is not capable of ruling the country. The group asked the Iraqi people to stay calm and show self-restraint to avoid reprisal by security forces, who they say do not protect Sunnis. Prime Minister al-Maliki has been blamed by Washington for not curbing armed factions. However, many believe that pursuing Harith al-Dari and what he represents may add fuel to the fire rather than quelling it.
Well, Hoda joins us now in the studio for more analysis. How big a move, how important a move is this, Hoda? How important a man is he?
He's a very important man. He is a very influential Sunni cleric. A lot of Sunnis around the country listen to him. He doesn't have a role within the government, but he has some sort of mentor, kind of. He has very close links to the Iraqi Sunni politicians who are in the government, so he's a very important man.
Being that important, will anybody listen to his calls to Sunni politicians to step down?
Well, Sunni politicians had already threatened that they will step down and they will pull out of the government. We've heard that just as early as last week. So they would listen to him at some point. So they're saying now, we are also seeing a shift within the Iraqi government. I mean, we've seen later today some statements from the Iraqi Deputy Prime Minister, and he's sort of distancing himself from what the Interior Ministry said last night. He said that he is under investigations for some cases, and the judiciary will later decide whether or not there should be an arrest warrant. So we'll wait to see also what the Shia government will do about it.
And he is accused of supporting terrorism. Any truth in that?
Well, he is accused of supporting terrorists. He has always vocally declared that he supports Iraqi resistance groups. These are groups, armed groups, who do carry out attacks mainly against the foreign troops, sometimes against Iraqi troops. But he always said that he will always support them. I spoke to him this morning. He said, I do support them. But to say support, I mean that he does support them sort of as a mentor. He does not, there is no proof that there is any financial or logistic support to them. He always also distanced himself from any groups who attack Iraqi civilians.
Hoda, thank you very much. Hoda Abdul Hamid. One other note from Iraq, a US soldier who raped a 14-year-old girl, then killed her and her family, has been sentenced to up to 90 years in jail. James Barker escaped the death penalty because he pleaded guilty and agreed to testify against 3 other soldiers. The killings happened in the village of Mahmoudiya, about 30 kilometers south of Baghdad. During his closing statement to the military court, Barker said his time in Iraq had left him angry and mean, but he didn't ask anyone to forgive him.